My 23 female husband, 25 male, told me that he's turned off by me sometimes because I act like my mom. Thoughts? So we have been married for 4 years now, and our intimate life has dwindled down to once every week or two. Any sort of intimacy is included in this. We started off our marriage almost every day, and I would love to continue that, but slowly over time, he's shown less and less interest. And so now it's basically I'm convenient when he is in the mood, so I just wait around until he's ready. Honestly, I hate it. It makes the experience so much less satisfying, and I am struggling with body image. I've been trying to bring it up with him, but usually he gets uncomfortable and avoids the topic, so I drop it. After a year of us only being intimate for a few times a month, I couldn't take it, so I sat him down and told him that we need to figure this out because I'm having a hard time enjoying the few sex we do have. He starts off saying he doesn't want to say it because I'd get offended, and I told him to just spit it out. So he tells me that I act like my mother, especially after I've seen her, and it turns him off. Of course, I got offended. My mother and I don't have the best relationship. Too much to go into, but I've only recently begun healing from the trauma of childhood and started seeing her again. So this was like a punch to the gut. This isn't the first time he's mentioned that I act like my mother too, so I told him to never compare me to her again, but to please point out specific behaviors that he doesn't like instead. He instantly didn't want to talk about it anymore and kept telling me to drop it. I don't even know what to do about this, but I'm so hurt that he compares me to her. The only ways I've changed since we first started seeing each other is I have become more confident in myself as a woman since I've become a mom. Otherwise, I don't think I changed too much. My body changed a little, but I didn't gain weight, so I hope it's not that. Maybe you all have some thoughts on this that could help me? I really want to work on it, but he doesn't want to go to couples therapy, so I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Now for the comments before reading the updates. Comment 1. I've also read both posts, and I have a question. Do you still love him? And if yes, why? Really think about that. I'm sorry, but he's treating you horribly. Comment 2. You've been together for 4 years. As harsh as it sounds, sometimes brutal honesty with each other is the best way to improve the relationship. What he can't do is exactly what he did. Make a claim, but not finish his sentence. I miss being intimate with you. I struggle with that because you act like your mom. Okay? Well, what do I do that's like my mom? Never mind, drop it. I don't want to talk about it. No, you say something like that. You better finish your sentence. Spit it out so the two of you can address it. You can't throw something like that out there and not follow through on the definition. It's more of a dick move to leave a cliffhanger than it is to make that kind of comment to begin with. This is a team effort. He started this. The ball is in his court to explain to you exactly what his thoughts are. If he can't tell you what he meant by it, you're not getting anywhere. And it's not your job to interpret mysterious comments your partner makes. For years together, he owes it to you to be man enough to tell you exactly what he meant by it. After he is honest, you two can progress. Without the honesty, time to question how solid the communication here is. Comment 3. I have tried to initiate, but he sometimes looks visibly disgusted and gets mad if I initiate, so I stopped a while ago. It's so much more hurtful to be turned down than to wait until he's ready. Update 1. I'm sure you all have heard similar stories. My husband, despite multiple discussions over the past 2 years, never takes initiative in chores or anything in our lives. I'm constantly the one reminding him and asking him to do things, and when I don't, it doesn't get done. He told me he started hating me because of it about 6 months ago, so we both had an agreement that I will stop telling him what to do as long as he starts following up with his promises. I followed up on my end of the promise, and he didn't within a few days. We agreed that since I wake up first to work out then make breakfast, he wakes up with our kid and takes her to daycare before work. After work, I pick up our kid and make dinner and manage the bedtime routine, and he cleans the kitchen while I do that. Every single day I walk out after bedtime to the kitchen not being touched. It's so disappointing and hurtful. Usually, I get upset at him and tell him that I really want the kitchen cleaned every day, and he just brushes me off saying he will do it the morning. 25% of the time he does. But since we had the agreement, I stopped. I just pretended to ignore the mess, and would get ready for bed because by then, I would have to get up in 7 hours. I let him be responsible for the mess because that's what we agreed on. 2 months later, and our kitchen was always a mess. Constantly, we would have molded food on the stove, next to the sink, crumbs everywhere on the floor. So I gave up and started cleaning whenever I had time. I learned to cook and clean at the same time. Stressful with a child, but I learned. Most of the time, there were a week worth of dishes, and we have no dishwasher, so it took me a long time to catch up on washing the dishes. After bedtime, usually I'd be the only one cleaning. He would be laying in bed even though I woke up 2 hours before he did. He would literally yell at me about how I let the dishes get so stinky whenever he did wash the dishes, even though he agreed that he's responsible for cleaning after dinner. So I stopped relying on him and just started taking care of everything on my own. It's been 2 months of that mindset, and I find it harder to respect him now. He seems like a child to me, always complaining about everything and never puts effort, always too tired and grumpy. Today, I was very excited because my husband brought up the idea of a movie night date. He never brings up date ideas or plans them, so it made me so hopeful. He said he would rent a movie, and after bedtime we would watch it. I made a fancier dinner and put our kid down. Kid took a little longer to go down, but I was fine with it because I figured he would clean today so we can have a movie night. I was wrong. He didn't even bother to close the lids on the pans on the stove. He just turned off the lights in the kitchen. It felt like my heart broke, and I cleaned the kitchen myself again. He walked out, didn't say a word, and watched YouTube videos at the counter. Once I was done cleaning, we went to the bedroom, and he just laid down and went to sleep. It hurt so much. I was so hopeful this time. He gets mad at me that I don't treat him like a man, but he never shows me he's reliable. I'm always hurt by his actions. Anyway, any advice on what I should do? Update 2. My husband and I have relationship issues. I have been hesitant to leave him, mainly for the fact that we have a child together, but also I care for him a lot. He got really dark a few months ago, did and said a lot of things that hurt me, but didn't directly hit me or do anything in front of our kid. I was ready to leave him because throughout our relationship, he never really treated me that great, and I think I was just at my limit. But when I tried to leave, he broke down and begged me to stay, so I did. He has changed since. He's been treating me like an equal being. He's been going to therapy for 4 months now consistently. He started opening up to me about things he didn't before. I've been noticing that overall, he seems so much warmer to others, not just me. Recently, we were driving and a conversation about his little brother came up. He's 22, and I was telling him about some things that his brother told me about his girlfriend. My husband randomly admitted that his brother told him to treat me better. I was shocked because I didn't think that anyone noticed or thought of our relationship like that. I never said a word to anyone. I asked him what happened, and he seemed embarrassed and brushed it off, saying that his brother just kinda yelled at him that he doesn't treat me like a woman. The crazy thing is that my husband admitted to not treating me well to me then too. I didn't know what to say, so that was the end of the conversation. Since then, he's been bringing things up randomly, asking what I like and how I would like to be treated. My question is, how do I respond to this? Or do I just let him do his thing? My usual response is to just brush it off or say, "Whatever you want, honey." But I've been growing a bit of self-confidence, so I don't want to brush it off anymore. I'm also just still shocked that someone said something to my husband, I guess. I don't know what to think of it. Got nobody to talk to about it, loudly crying face. Update 3. We had my husband's best friend and his wife over yesterday. We don't usually drink or stay up late, but they came over after we put our child down, and they had left their child with in-laws for the night. So it was our first time being child-free together since we had kids. My husband has been best friends to this guy since before he met me, and I've always liked his wife, and have been getting pretty close to her in the past year, and we even called each other best friends now. Well, we stayed up late and had a very good time. Eventually at about 1:30 a.m., my daughter woke up, so I left and called it quits by that time. I was done drinking and was getting tired, so I laid down with my daughter and fell asleep in her room. My friend came into my daughter's room and told me she wanted to talk really quick. She admitted that she started telling him a thing or two about how she feels about him, and that he started crying. She said she apologized to him, and she apologized to me too, and said maybe she had too much to drink and shouldn't have said anything. I just shook my head and told her that maybe it was just getting late for all of us, and after a hug, they left. My husband just went straight to bed without saying anything, so I figured I would bring it up later. Today, my husband is being so grumpy. I woke up with my daughter and let him sleep in, but at about 11 a.m., I told him that I needed him to get up so we could clean and wash up before church, our usual Saturday routine for the past 3 years. I told him after we clean, we can take a nap with my daughter if we're still tired. Well, it took him 30 minutes to get out of bed. When he finally got up, he just laid around and would go on his phone. I constantly kept asking him to get up because it was late. He wouldn't answer me every time, and at some point, I got tired of nagging and stopped. He just laid around while I cleaned. Finally, I sat down for a little and asked him about yesterday, and he grumbled that I told my friend that he's a horrible person, so she was berating him. I was shocked and said no, I never told her anything about our relationship. She's my friend, yes, but I don't talk about my marriage problems to anyone. So I told him, and he just shrugged and said that she said something along the lines of he doesn't treat me well, and that he should learn to grow up. Funny thing is, his behavior today just stands out knowing what she said to him. In my head, I wanted to tell him off that what she said was true, but I didn't. I just told him that I'm glad my friend has my back, but I swear what she said is from her own assumptions of our relationship. He said she probably misunderstood something I said. I think it's interesting that I found out not long ago that my husband's younger brother also yelled at my husband about his behavior past post. It makes me feel more confident in myself about my feelings for him and our marriage. I'm tired of being the bigger person all the time. I'm already 1 foot out the door, and he doesn't even seem to try to make me stay other than cry. Update 4. So I left him. Everyone was right about him. I'm safe with my daughter and my little brother. It's been a few weeks since I left. Even after I posted last time, I won't lie, I still had hope for this man. What made me decide to leave was the fact that, despite him verbally abusing me, later threatening to physically abuse me, he acted like I was the one who needed to bend over and apologize to him. It wasn't that he treated me bad that was the reason I left. It was the fact that he was stomping around and acting like a child, yelling at me and my daughter and making her feel anxious. I still tried to be nice. I tried to talk to him. I asked him what's wrong, and he just gave me the look that he always does. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me feel so small. And he doesn't break his gaze or say anything, he just stares until I have to look away. It felt like a switch in me, and mentally, I was gone. That night, I put my emergency plan in place, because I already had one from a time he threatened me months ago. And a few days later I was physically gone while he was at work. I'm not going to give details because of the possibility he can see these, but I have a new job, new apartment, in a new city however and wherever I want. It's so freeing. My daughter couldn't care less, and it somehow makes me happy, but also deeply sad. I should have done this a month ago, 6 months ago, 1 year ago. She's just happy that she gets to go to a park more often now with her uncle. My brother confided that he's happy he doesn't have to hear him yell anymore. My family keeps calling me. My mom tells me I'm making a big mistake, and I'm embarrassing myself. I'm not even going to bother explaining myself or my side of the story. His family keeps calling me too. His mother apparently is in the hospital because of a stress-induced attack from this. My sister-in-law sent me nasty texts and called me until I blocked them. My now ex keeps calling me too. I hate it. It makes me feel sick to my stomach. My brother-in-law only sent me one text and it says, "Good for you. I hope to find a better life." It makes me feel somewhat comforted with this whole situation. I hope he's right though. So that's my update. This will be my last time posting here. I'm probably going to delete my account actually, and plus I'm completely done with relationships, and will probably never get into one again. But thank you to everyone who took time to comment and message me. I seriously feel like each one slowly built my confidence bit by bit. I know I'm a bad person for not doing it on my own, so I thank all of you sincerely for helping me. I owe everyone my new life. I wasn't going to post at first, but it feels nice to get this all off my chest. I feel like I'm going to explode with pent-up emotions lately.